Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Taylor Cole Longacre, and today I'm talking with Bill Mayrath of Mayrath Video Solutions. He's the co-owner and founder, and he's based in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
Well, I want to learn
Glad to
a
be
bit
here.
more about your background, Bill, because I've met you through professional business networking, and we have networked together for several years now, but I don't really know your background.
Okay, background is I was in the architectural engineering printing business for 28 years. Computers came in 1983, and by the year 2010, computers had kind of taken that business over, so I was kind of let off or let go.
Voluntarily retired?
Uh, Basically, not necessarily voluntarily, but if they were going to retire my assistant manager, I was going to volunteer. So, yeah, I guess you could say so. I've had friends of mine ask me, they always tell me that, I've never seen you not smile. And I told them that, August 21st, the year was 2010, it was 10:17 in the morning, is when I started smiling. That's when I got laid off. I went home, took my watch off. I've never put a watch back on.
Wow.
Never looked at time and just kind of got into this and, just been having a blast ever since.
And you started your entrepreneurial venture in 2010.
2012, actually.
Okay.
My wife actually, she taught for 32 years and retired in 2008. And we've got 3 kids. So over the years, we did a lot of videoing and photography. And so we just kind of put our heads together and decided, we like converting video and photo, and she does all the stills, I do all the audio video part. And we do it out of the house, and it's great.
So tell me in a nutshell, Mayrath Video Solutions converts video and audio. Is that correct? How would you describe your
We
business?
convert audio tape, videotape, photos, negative slides, anything on audio or videotape we do.
So even those old cartridges that we might have that take some weird configuration, you've got the technology to be able to allow us to convert that.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, awesome. Okay, stills, negatives, all of that. Any home memories, family movies, things like that?
Well, that's all your home video is it's family memory. That's one thing we enjoy doing is bringing the smile to people's faces. Hey, I haven't seen these in 20 years, 25 years, and now they can see it. And I get lots of testimonials that we haven't seen these, and great, we can see them again. And we try to get, since we're home based, we try to keep prices low for the customer. And some people I've heard, have been taken to the bank, and we try not to do that. Try to give them a good product for cheap.
Because these, I call them almost heirlooms. I mean, these are precious memories, pictures of my great-grandmother, things that I would not be able to replace. And I can imagine people trying to bilk me out of more money for something like that just because they know the value. They know that it's priceless, and it's hard for me to trust anyone with those memories.
Well, we try to make it where you can trust us, And one thing we do offer is we keep everything on file for 6 months to a year. So we give back flash drives that are formatted to plug and play in 4K TVs as well as computers. So if the flash drive goes away, we'll just give you another flash drive, no cost. No extra charge, no anything. It's warranted with what we give you. And I can't tell you the number of times that I've just given stuff away. We had one lady that worked at the Coppell High School. She had 2 slides. That's all she needed, just converted 2 slides. And for a montage she was doing for the end of school. And I said, well, just bring them. We did them. I gave them to her. I said, just tell your friends about us. Don't, Mary wanted to charge her the 25 minimum, and I said no. And sure enough, it turned out 2 months later, we ended up doing a job for one of her friends. It ended up over about $1,500 that we did.
Yeah.
So for, 2 slides, it was a very simple thing. So.
Absolutely. Now, you've mentioned Mary. Mary's your wife?
Yes, Mary's my wife. She's the backbone of the company.
Ah.
And the president.
And the president. Smart man. Tell me, what does Mary do at the company?
Mary she's administrative. She does all the administrative work. And she does all the stills. She does all the photos, slides, and negatives, and I do all the audio, video. So we kind of keep out of each other's way, and it works out great. It's a mom and pop shop, you know.
So you have all this equipment in your home to be able to convert VHS to, well, from CD to 8 millimeter.
VHS to DVD, which we try to talk people out of now because it's going the way of the VHS.
I can't find a DVD player hardly anymore.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, you know, the only reason I tell people to get the DVD is if it's for the grandparents and they're not computer literate. It's like, go to Walmart, you can still find them there, buy the DVD player, give it to your grandparents, let them play the DVD. Believe me, that comes from experience with my mom.
Yeah.
You know, my brother gave her a computer, and since I was the closest guy to Valley Ranch, it was a nightmare.
Oh no, you were the maintenance. You were the
10:30, and I know he did it on purpose just to bug me because 10:30 at night. Now, how do you turn this on again?
Yeah, you were technical support on call 24/7.
24/7. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I love hearing about what you do. It sounds like you're excited about this. You tell me about you're always smiling, but what excites you about this work?
Basically, just the fact that we can work from home and you can work whenever you want. And like I said, I came from the architectural engineering printing business. And if somebody brought me a job, it's like, when do you want it? Oh, I needed it last week.
Yeah.
Now it's like, when do you want it? I don't know. It's been in the closet 30 years. What's another 3 months?
Exactly.
So it's like I have no pressure on me whatsoever. It's just, you know, whenever. And I don't get me wrong, I try to get everything out as quick as I can just because I don't like leaving things, you know, in the shops. But, you know, there's no pressure, and it's, you know, you can just kind of do it when you want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the main thing is seeing the joy on people's face.
Oh, definitely.
Giving people their memories, you know.
And knowing that it's now safe, because I feel like the VHSs just start to crumble. They wear out over time. Certainly it's not getting better looking over time.
No, they do deteriorate. I mean, I've had many that, you know, people have found in the attic or the garage, and they just, you know, I mean, there's nothing you can do for them, you know.
Oh, no.
And, but even in that instance, I'll try to give them something, but I won't charge them for it. It's like, you know, if it rolls, you can't really watch it on a 60-inch TV without getting nauseous.
Oh, no.
And it's like, if you can't get the roll out, there's nothing I can do. It's,
Yeah.
you know, I will give you the video since I already did it. I'm just not going to charge you for it.
Yeah.
You know, that way you can't yell at me about it. And
So speaking of which, I bet, Bill, you have some great customer stories. All these years that you've been doing this and helping people make their home movies viewable again, I bet you've got some great stories.
I've got a couple. I had, actually, I got more than a couple, but I'll give you a couple.
Okay.
I had a lady she knocked on my door, opened it up, gave me 2 tapes, and said, "You're not going to lose these, are you?" And my office is like 20 feet from the front door. And I said, "Well, from here to there, I don't think so." And I really thought she was kidding, and she wasn't. She had been at a competitor at a brick and mortar location and gave the gentleman her 2 tapes. And he said, "By the way, you might not ever see the tapes again." Because they had to, you know, we do everything in-house. They actually send them off. And she thought, "Oh, well, let's just do it and then throw the tapes away." And he said, "No, ma'am, they might just lose them and you won't get anything." So she instantly grabbed the tapes, and we were the first thing that came up on Google, and she came straight to us. But I think my favorite story is back when we really first got started about 2013, 2014. My youngest son was in college at the time, but he used to play hockey for Coppell High School. And so I was doing a job for a lady from Flower Mound, and, you know, I don't watch the videos, they're just on there. And so Austin, I hadn't seen him in 4 months or so, and he came home for Christmas break. Walked in the front door, walks in, tell me hello, and he goes, "Hey, where did you get that video of me playing hockey?" It's like, "What?" So I looked down at the screen, and sure enough, the lady's son was playing hockey too, and just happened to be playing against Austin at that time.
Wow.
So I went back, and as it turned out, he literally was on the ice for 2 years whenever they played Flower Mound. And they did the same shift rotation almost, about 60% of the time. So I called her up and I said, I got great news for you. I said, you're going to get 2 extra DVDs at no charge, but it's going to be on the side of Coppell hockey.
On the other
You know,
side.
so your son's, it's going to be the Black 28's going to be skating, you're going to see a lot of it, but your son will be out there. She was ecstatic. She was a happy camper, And so that's kind of some of the other stuff I do too. I always have if part of my family, or because we do a lot of stuff for Coppell, and if it's a family thing where like I see my kids out there playing basketball and their tape, whatever, yeah, you got your free tape, you got your free videos. Kind of like home movies for us. I'm not going to charge somebody for taking a home movie for us.
Yeah, that's great. And you surprised your son with something. Probably, I don't know if you had that game or not, or that match, but you were able to get that for him
Yeah,
too.
believe me, we had the game. We had all hour and a half of the game. We were one of those that filmed everything.
Yeah.
So.
So for people who are hesitant to pass over their home movies and memories to you, what would you tell them?
Well, we do everything in-house. We do all our work in-house. We take care of all the media. We take care of all the machines. We keep everything up to date, cleaned, especially like in video heads. We keep the video heads cleaned. That's another story I've got. I had a gentleman that had sent off, and it was his anniversary. It was his wedding video. His anniversary was coming up. And the company he sent it to sent it back all marked up on the tape. The tape's no good, yada, yada, yada. So he gave it to me, and I told him, if it's a bad tape, I'm not going to charge you for it. It's one of the best tapes I've ever done.
Really?
And as I explained to him, I said, you sent it off. Somebody's making $10 an hour somewhere.
Yeah.
They're not going to get fired whether they do it or not. They could care less. They probably haven't cleaned the machine in 6 months.
Wow.
So you get all the roll and everything else. And so he ended up giving me, quite a few more tapes, and he was going to send everything off to them, and he wanted to try them out, and sure enough, glad they goofed it up because they gave it to me. So.
Good business for you, and you were able to give it the care and attention that only you can provide.
And then one of the other things we do is now with COVID is we meet all our customers curbside at our house with the mask per COVID regulations. And they don't have to come up to the house or even get out of their car if they don't want. So.
That's great. Very convenient, and curbside service, curbside delivery.
And customers love it. They really do. They love the fact that we're abiding by the COVID regulation, which, I don't care to get the disease, and I'm pretty sure anybody I know doesn't care to get the disease.
Right. Yeah, we don't.
So.
Well, I have my own testimony, Bill, because I had some VHS tapes from my grandmother. I also had a couple of things from high school. I had some movies and things that I'd shot of awards programs I had done. I'd done a media training course, and I had it on old formats, wasn't digitized, and I was really skeptical. I was like, I don't know. On one hand, it had been sitting in an upstairs bedroom in a big bag, just kind of off to the side with a label on it that someday I need to convert this. I'd even purchased one of those VHS to DVD converters. The VHS wore out in just a few months of me playing old movies. And it got dusty, and I was like, I don't want to take the time. The other thing is I could have done it myself, but I kept thinking, if I destroy these, if I make a mistake, I'm never going to forgive myself. So I didn't do anything with it. But then, sometime in 2020, I think, I met you, and you said, we can make your home movies viewable again. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just step out there and do it. I tell you, I was nervous. I had all of them together. You came by the house and I handed them over. And I'm like, I took pictures of all the stuff I handed you because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it. But I gave it to you and I had this sense of relief. Within a matter of days, you said, I've got it all done.
I think it's about a week or so.
Yeah. You said you can proofread it. You can proof it. You can check it out. Make sure everything is here. You sent me a thumb drive. You also told me it was in the cloud. You gave me all my tapes back. So I basically have them. And, really I wanted those tapes back too because my grandmother's handwriting is on a couple of them. And my daddy's handwriting's on a few. And I just came to where seeing that Kodak sticker is kind of a memory to me in itself. But you gave me all this stuff back, and now I have it. And as a matter of fact, during the pandemic, we had a mini family reunion, and we were all on Zoom, and I shared my screen, and I was able to show my family a bunch of phenomenal photos. And they're like, "Where'd you get that? And how's that digital?" And I said, "Oh, I got to hook up. I've got somebody who knows how
Send
to
them my
do
way."
this stuff." Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, I finally decided, you know what, I'm not going to leave these things sitting in this bag in an upstairs bedroom year after year after year. Like I said, it's not getting any younger. It's not getting any.
They just deteriorate a little bit more.
Yeah, up there in the heat. And so I'm really glad. I just want to thank you, Bill, for helping me with that because it meant so much. I mean, I think I was the last one to have some of these pictures for my great grandmother, and I feel so good now knowing that I've been able to digitize
Thank
them.
you.
Yeah.
That's a great compliment. That's what we love to hear, you know.
Yeah.
And just it makes you feel good that you're helping people out and they can see the real memory. Especially in the, I mean, you turn on the news these days and it's like, can't I ever get good news? And we try to put smiles on people's face,
Yeah.
Unlike Channel 4, 5, or 8.
You definitely put a smile on my face and my family. My mommy was thrilled to know that we had those. And she's like, "I want a copy." And it's like, "Okay, I'll send you something." And she's
Okay.
like, "Can I put it on DVD?" I said, "Oh, please don't do that to me."
Well, we can do that for you.
You can
So
do
I can
it.
still do that for you. So,
You could do it. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add, Bill?
Yeah, actually, now I'm going to be kind of the Debbie Downer, but the storm seasons are coming up.
Yeah.
And it never fails that every time tornado hits, flood, whatever, the very first thing that comes out of somebody's mouth when they're being interviewed by the news is
Oh,
all our memories are gone. That's literally, it's like
yeah.
every time. And it's like, so before you do that, get them converted. Again, we put them on, a flash drive, take the flash drive, upload it in 2 or 3 computers or get a couple of copies of it, and then go put it in safety deposit box. Then if all your memories get wiped out, doesn't matter, you've got it. Or
You
better
still
yet,
got it.
put it in the cloud.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I try to get over to people. And, then after they're flooded or whatever, I can't tell you how many people have called me and said, our house got flooded, can you fix these? I actually got one gentleman's tape that had been flooded, and we let them dry out. And I don't know, maybe the dirt cleaned the tape, but they look beautiful.
Really?
Oh, I mean, the tapes were
Yeah,
solid,
water damage and
solid mud
everything.
and everything else,
Yeah.
and I cleaned them off with Windex and wet paper towel, because I didn't want the dirt in my machine, but so I put it in. I've got good machines, and I've got a couple of machines that are just backup, and the backups are for tapes like that. If they ruin the deck, I really don't care, or if the tape's bad itself. But they came out beautiful, and it's like, maybe we're
Yeah.
onto something here. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's that's the one thing as you always see on the news is my memories are all gone.
Yeah. Disaster and the recovery process. They can't get those home memories back and all
No.
those beautiful photographs and things.
In fact, if you remember, I guess when the tornado hit, I think it was NBC. The guy was like right there, right after the tornado, he took a house out there off of Royal Lane. I mean, within 5 minutes. And the first thing the guy said is, "This is my room that had all my photographs, and they're all gone."
Yeah. Priceless memories that can't be replaced unless you contact Bill Mayrath with
Yes, ma'am.
Mayrath Video Solutions and let you convert those. Let Mary do her magic on them.
And Mary does her magic. We figured out one time she had a slide job. It took her about 3 weeks to do it, and I think she made about 88 cents an hour is what we figured out.
Wow.
But I can't say anything. It's quality control. And as I tell people, I have to pay rent on the house anyway. I mean, pay mortgage on the house anyway. So
Yeah.
whether we're doing anything or not, so she can do it however she wants. And she hasn't had a customer yet complains. And in fact, just giving her great, if you look at our website or our Google site, and I mean, we have all 5 stars.
That's great. Well, I give you a 5-star as well, Bill.
Thank you.
How can people learn more about you?
They can either go to our website, which is www.hsv2 dvd.com, or just Google us, Mayrath Video Solutions, and it'll come up with a Google site there, and then or Facebook. They can click us on Facebook, Mayrath Video Solutions.
Okay.
Or just give me a call, 469-865-7666.
Okay, repeat that number one more time.
469-865-7666.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Bill. This has been great talking with
Thank you.
And again, I have to express my appreciation to you and Mary for converting my memories over into digital, and they're on the cloud now, and I feel good knowing I have them. But I greatly appreciate you. You've been a bright spot during this year. You always wear bright colors, so you fit that. What do we call you, the highlighter pen?
It depends. If it's the orange shirt, I'm the, construction codes.
Yeah.
But
Great.
yeah, I deal in fluorescent colors.
Great. Well, we appreciate you, Bill. Bill Mayrath of Mayrath Video Solutions. We greatly appreciate you for tuning in, and be sure to check back with us again for another episode of this show. I'm Taylor Cole Longacre.